The biggest mistake that authors make is they write books to sell books when they should be writing a book to sell. The greatest thing about being an author, though, is that it allows you to live forever. But when you write the right book, it will allow you to leave impact forever.
What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book every single chapter, every single day? We're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning. Welcome to another edition of the Social Proof Podcast, where we find people who actually built stuff and they can teach you how they built it. So not everybody that is good at what they do can actually teach other people how to do it. However, we have a special guest today who actually does know how to teach people how to be successful. Is that right?
I would say,
we will see in this interview.
Yeah. I would say so. I'm grateful. Absolutely.
Good. All right, so go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, and we're going to jump straight into it.
Okay. Well, my name is Taurea Avant. I like to say that Virginia raised me, Atlanta paid me, and Houston saved me. So I live in Houston, Texas now.
Okay.
Oh man, I'll try to keep it short. So, as one of my good friends used to say, I was born at a very young age, but no, I had 2 military parents. So both my father and mother were in the Air Force. So that's how I ended up in Langley Air Force Base in Virginia. Graduate of Hampton University. I'm a techie. So like sitting here looking at, all the gadgets and stuff here, it's like getting me excited. I'm sitting here looking at your mics. I'm looking at everything. So I am a techie by heart. And, just like many college graduates, I thought, graduating, then I would finally land that great job. They told me on average, most college graduates earn up to, didn't nobody hear the average, the up to, most, we didn't hear none of that. I heard 50,000. So I was thinking I'm going to graduate and get this $50,000, income. No. For a year, I went from job to job and then finally landed something that required my degree. So I felt good about it, but it was $26,000 a year. Where my paradigm shift was at this particular point, because I had, through the years, I'd always been trying entrepreneurship. My paradigm shift was when I got a call from my stepmom that my father was going to the hospital. Now, this time, my mother, my birth mother, at 11 years old, she passed away from cirrhosis of the liver. So I've already lost her.
Oh, wow.
So now my father, he's going into the hospital, which, by the way, my father was a champion. Like, he had open heart surgery already, did 20-something years in the military. He had overcome addiction to drugs and alcohol. And I seen him do this. And I seen him impact and help other people. So I'm a big daddy's girl, right? He was a techie, too. So he's now going into the hospital. Long story short, 7 months later, he passes from cancer, from lung cancer.
Oh, wow.
At that point, that's, one thing, David, though, I learned that at that point in life, that's when you cannot want for people more than they want for themselves. So like I prayed every day that, God, free him from this or, help him from this cancer in his body. But my dad, at that point, when he was given the diagnosis, he accepted it. And so because I saw how his whole mentality shifted.
What do you mean by he accepted it?
He accepted the diagnosis that you got 6 months. And I could see him every single month that I would see him. It was like mentally, he was shutting down. Mentally, to the point he had mentioned something one day. He was like, I was planning on doing this, but when I got diagnosed with it, I just said, forget it. Like, he had went back smoking cigarettes or cigars. He was a big cigar smoker. And so it was just, I just would see so many different things. And I had never seen my father break down, cry. Like I had saw that. And it was the most difficult thing to see. But I prayed for him every day. But I think he had just given up. And so that taught me a lot as well with coaching. Like, it's not my responsibility to want more for you. I feel like as a coach, my responsibility was to be the best that I could be in this space and give you everything that I have. But now it has to be your responsibility to want that. But we'll get into that.
Wow.
So it taught me a lot. So a month after he passed, I moved to Atlanta. I quit my job. Moved
Why
to
Atlanta?
Because when I used to come visit Atlanta, right? And, we used to come to visit to turn up.
What year was this? What year was this? I got to get the era.
Well, it was after, what was the thing everybody used to do in Atlanta? It was real crazy. Lord. Freak Meek. It was after Freak Meek.
After Freak Meek, okay. What year?
So 2003, 4, 5, around that time.
So I got here 01. So that was the era, the Knuck If You Buck era.
Knuck If You Buck,
the old Gucci.
Club Visions and 112.
Yeah.
Man, we used to come out here, black people was getting money. So I said, I'm moving to where the folk getting the money at, right? So, I moved a month later and wasn't making no money.
What were you doing at that point?
So I decided, okay, believe it or not, I used to host a late night TV show in Virginia. It was called The Circuit. And so like all the celebrities that came into, our little town, I would interview them. So I had interviewed like a lot of people. Russell Simmons, I interviewed him.
Oh, wow.
One time I interviewed Mike Epps and he just walked off in the middle of the interview. He was like, done. So he just walked off. I was like, okay.
Take me back to that moment. What do you mean?
So I'm asking him questions. And
what time is it? You got to set the stage.
It's in the middle of the day. So first of all, we're at a sneaker store doing the interview. So probably like 5, 6.
Right.
And let's just say I'm like, so tell me, what's one of the most exciting things you've ever done as a comedian? He said his answer and he was like, all right, bye. I was like, oh, okay, well.
Just walked away.
That'll be the show. Yeah, it was the funniest thing ever. I mean, I've done some really cool interviews. So when I moved to Atlanta, I thought I would, now mind you, for free. We weren't making no money, but that was before social media, like, really understanding YouTube and things like that. So we just would air it on TV. So moved to Atlanta and I thought I would be able to bring it here. Didn't quite work that way. And so I started doing websites. So I used to do websites because I had to learn how to do the website.
No job anywhere in this?
Never got a job. So let me tell you, my dad set me up. And so I remember I used to feel shame. He had insurance. And so he had really good insurance, like really good. Unfortunately, I never had been around people that had, great income. So I didn't really know what to do with it. So I bought like camera equipment.
Oh, so when your father passed, you were taken care of.
I was taken care of. Isn't that crazy though? So like if he would have never passed away, I probably would be in Virginia making possibly about $40,000 right now a year. Wow. So for something that was also a tragic moment for me, also blessed me in a way because I would have never been able to be here. Now, granted, like I had over $500,000. I didn't spend it on like crazy stuff. I did make sure I took care of my stepmom. And then I bought like a Nissan Altima coupe, put some rims on it.
Of course.
I did put a little grill.
You get the spinners? Did you get the spinners?
No, I didn't do the spinners, but I did have a nice little grill. Right. Oh my God. What in the world? Yeah, I put the rims on it and the grill. And I just bought like a lot of equipment. I bought a lot of software. Like I've always been that girl to buy a lot of gadgets. So like I had to learn how to design websites because at the time before, while my dad was still alive, we were doing the show. We didn't have any money to like pay someone. So I learned how to do it myself. And so then this party promoter, he's still a party promoter here in Atlanta. I used to do his website. So then he's like, yo, you need to meet this girl. She making money in this type of business or whatever. So I was like, I'm broke. I'm not making, I've got the insurance, but like in my mind, it's like, this ain't working. So I got to figure out how to make some money. So I go to the house and she's like aggressive as all get out. I'm not going to say no names, but she's aggressive as all get out. And today she's a multimillionaire in the industry of network marketing. And she's like, yeah, man, I got this stuff. I'm selling this stuff. And I was like, what
was the stuff?
It was Body Magics.
Oh, you talking about my homie. All right, cool.
Okay, you already know.
Yeah, for sure. 8 for 1. Ain't no wrong with that description.
Right. Stormy Wellington. Okay, so anyway, so yeah. Now, Stormy at the time, I think at that time, she maybe had her first like $50,000 check. Because, you know, we never knew like what we were getting paid. It would just, the check would come. We'd be like, man, just
really?
Yeah, like it was like, I guess, I mean, we had an idea, but like when the checks would come, we never like really would kind of know like when that month would hit, what it would look like. But yeah, so I was in my mind, I was like, well, if she don't really know, she's just out here hustling. I was like, well, let me try it.
Right.
So I get into the industry under him, not directly under her, but, and then like just was out here just running. Like we literally didn't know what we were doing. Like just running, just doing meetings, telling everybody you want to drop 3 sides in 10 minutes without diet pills, exercise, surgery. So then I went to this event with this gentleman, his name, you don't mind if okay. So then I went to the event with, with Myron Golden.
Okay.
And I saw Myron make like multiple 5 figures selling some books and selling a program.
What was the event though?
I don't even remember. Stormy had him come and speak at something here in Atlanta. And I think he was the speaker. And he would do this thing where he would stack his books like in 5s. I still got to call him to figure out that technique again. Because like when I tell you, he would have like a table full of books and they would sell out every time. But he would put money in them. But I need to get the full technique. Like he'd put money. And so he'd say, go get the stack of 5. Go sit down, don't open. And then some of you guys will open it and you'll have $20 or $100. And like he would make 5 figures at an event just with the books. But the upsell was his event. It was like a 4-day event. You could come for 2 days for public speaking and 2 days for book writing. $10,000. That was my first time.
That's a bar. So he's telling you, yo, there's money in this book.
Yeah. Don't touch it. You got to take the books, sit down, and then I'll let everybody open their books. So now everybody's rushing because they want to get into this when we open the books and see who won. It was crazy. Like I just be like, man, did he just? And he would sell them for like, it was like $100 or whatever for 5. So essentially what you would pay for one, and sell out. So now you have 5 books, and he would instruct you, go give those 4 to somebody else, and you keep one for yourself. Pretty ingenious. Myron, to this day, is probably one of the best I've ever seen, like, kill a room. Like, wow. Everybody's running to the back. So I was like, man, I need to learn what he doing. Right?
Me too. Like, yo, let's get Myron on the show, okay?
Myron, you watching this? Myron will have you on the show. Like,
tag Myron. If you know this brother, tag my man. Goodness gracious.
Man, he is official. So I spent $10,000 and went to an event this weekend thing he used to do in Pennsylvania. And so we were writing a public domain book. So it wasn't even my own book. You know, after a book has been written for a certain number of years, it becomes available and you can just reuse it. And so it was this book called I don't even remember the daggone name. I don't even remember the name. It was like The Golden Key to Money or The Golden Rule or something. And so I just went in and added my own interpretation because it was written a long time ago. So I added my interpretation. The cover was horrible. And the instruction was just go get the book done. So I'm not going to invest $10,000 and not do it, right? Yeah. So I put it out there. I got this book. Everybody's so excited. And then I remember having a conversation with my leaders in my company, my network. My day was like, you need to stop focusing on that book and you need to get over here to build this business, right?
That's the culture of network marketing. Yeah. Don't do nothing else, okay?
What are you doing?
Get back over here.
Get your eye on the prize.
For sure.
And so I was like, man. So I stopped promoting it. And quickly, like as fast as we started making money, I mean, we were making $40,000, $50,000 a month. I mean, money was coming. Wow. But as fast as we were making it, like it seemed like the ball dropped so quickly. I went from $50,000 one month, the next month 20,000, the next one 10. Then I was down to $5,000. And I was like, man, we got to do something. Yeah. So what do networkers do? They just go to another
company. Yeah. Take the team. Get everybody together. Hey, guys, we're making a move. This is the greatest thing.
This is the best company. They got the best compensation, best product. I mean, who don't want this?
They hit you with I put 1,000 people here, but if I put 1,000 people in this company, I'd have made $1 trillion. So
yeah. Listen, and all you got to do is get 2 people. Okay, 2 people.
Oh, man.
So because I had never, I mean, of course I had
But I love the industry though. So
I do. No shade, no
industry.
shade,
It's a
no
beautiful
shade.
industry.
Listen,
It
I
is
wouldn't be
funny.
where I am today if it wasn't for it. So
I would say the same thing. I learned so many principles in the network marketing industry. For anybody that is, I don't know, if you want to get your feet wet in entrepreneurship, I think Robert Kiyosaki said you need to go get a sales job, but I would definitely recommend sign up for something that you have to sign other people up for. It just does something to your skill set and your mindset, your belief system. You'll learn a lot about yourself.
Oh yeah, you definitely listen. You'll get executives that'll come into the network marketing industry and really learn that they don't really have the influence that they thought they had. They just had a title.
Yeah,
but if you can receive it the right way, it's a good thing, because if you want to get out of that position and you really want to do something for yourself, okay, now you got to learn, how do I build the right influence?
Right.
Because I had a lot of people, we would launch them and it'd be crickets, and I'm like, man, I don't know about this. No, you can do it. Just develop. But you're right. Sure. The best personal development in the world.
100%.
And celebrating each other. It teaches us how to celebrate each other.
The edification.
Yeah. I'm the bomb at edifying. I did an event with Marquel yesterday and I brought him up. He was like, yo.
For sure.
Absolutely. So
you go to another company, and the next company is what?
Organo Gold.
Organo Gold. Okay.
Yeah. So we're selling we're slanging that coffee, man. And launched that business. Now, ironically, when I did get into it, I was still kind of straddling the fence and hanging on, even though I'm only at $1,000 a month, but I was hanging on to that money. And so when I launched, I didn't do as well as I would like to. And that taught me another principle. Like, when you are going to do something, you have to give it your all. Because if you don't, there's no such thing as, if I give it 50%, I'll get paid 50%. No, you get nothing.
Right.
You have to give it 100%. And so what happened was, I was at a conference with Organo Gold, and an artist had sent me a message like, we heard you're in another company. We're shutting down your back office. Now, y'all ain't even paying me much. Right. So I was like, and I remember showing it to Ed, and I was like, yo, look. He's like, well, you know what you got to do. And so that's when, like, I got busy. So, the grind in the industry is also another thing you learn, like the work ethic. If you want to make six figures, like, you got to grind. I was in cities every other day, workshops, home parties, conference calls. Like, my phone never stopped ringing, to the point where I changed my number, I think, like 3 times since then. Because I just,
goodness gracious,
I don't want no three-way calls. I don't want no, don't you calling my phone? Like, you know what I mean? So like, the phone never stopped. So, so man, we got to a decent income. So this is, I was sharing this with you. So mind you, I had written that book before and just kind of let it go. And so I kept on going to these conferences about book writing. And for me, I was like, why
the conference about book writing like that?
Because I loved going to events. And plus, with network marketing.
So for you, it was just going to the event. It wasn't, oh my gosh, there's another book writing workshop I want to go. Okay,
I would go to all types of events, from book writing to learning, trading, or, not necessarily to do it, but like, I just like being in those environments of growth. Sure. And you meet some incredible people at these events, and also good for recruiting.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, you can recruit. So I was at them. So yeah, it was it's this company. They charge about $40,000 to write a book. That they would do these tours, and you would come like all over the US. They do these tours, and you could come there for 3 days, and they were sharing the stories. And so I was like, man. So I left it on the back burner. And I just continued to keep growing my business, and I hit one of the top levels, and I'm like, okay, I'm feeling myself, right? So I'm like, let me go on LinkedIn and start hitting up, some of these affluent Atlanta people.
Sure,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready now. Like, I'm ready to recruit some doctors and some lawyers. And so I sat down with this dude I had met when I first moved to the A. And he had just made partner. And I was like, oh, that's dope. He'd got engaged.
At a law firm?
Yeah, law firm and everything. I think now he has his own law firm. His name popped up the other day. Matter of fact, if it pops up again, I'm going to have to tell him, you were a source of inspiration for me to do what I'm doing today.
Wow. Because
yeah, man. So he's like, yeah, I'm just got engaged and things are well. And
hold on, why did he take the lunch with you?
That's what I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe he wasn't done sowing his royal oats.
That's what I'm trying to write. Like, he thinking it's a personal. He telling me about his engagement. So I mean, because I was doing it for business.
For sure. What was the approach? Like, what'd you say?
I hit him on LinkedIn, but you know, LinkedIn is professional.
Yeah, for sure.
So I was like, hey, what's up? You know, how you been? He's like, I've been great. I was
Did you know him?
Yeah. So we had met like previously when I first moved to Atlanta.
Gotcha.
At a networking event.
Gotcha.
And so he had just
become before he was engaged.
Yeah. Before the engagement.
Shout out to my man.
Shout out. I don't even remember his name, but I see his picture, it'll pop up. I'm like, oh, okay. That's him.
So you're like, okay, hey, I'm here.
Let's do lunch. Let's catch up and do lunch. It was just that. It was like, hey, let's catch up. Let's do lunch. And it was like, cool, let's do it. So he might try to figure out, well, what she want. So I casual. And this is why I don't like doing lunch meetings, because it's just
why?
Because they just be long and you don't achieve nothing. Like, unless we're just here to eat. Like, if we're gonna do business, let's do a discovery call. Like, let's not play around.
Right, but you're not doing business. He just said, you say, yo, let's catch up. Let's catch up. The network marketer's ploy.
It's always
let's just hang out.
Yeah, let's get together. You know what I'm saying? See how you've been.
So y'all go to lunch.
Yeah, we go to lunch, and he tells me all about it. He's like, so tell me what you're doing. And I was like, well, I'm selling coffee. And he was like, what? You got your own coffee? Like, you sell your own coffee? I was like, well, kind of, sort of. I'm part of this company. And man, it was like, he was just like ready to go. You could tell that his countenance, everything just changed.
Oh, like once he figured out his network marketing? Energy.
Yeah. Because I never was the aggressive network marketing recruiter. But I felt like at this stage, I'm now hitting this, maybe I need to get a little bit more aggressive. So this was me trying to attempt to shift the way that I recruited. So yeah, so once he realized it was network marketing and he thought I was trying to recruit him, even though I was just really filling him out. I mean,
but you were trying to recruit him. He was right.
If he would have said yes, we would have launched him.
Right.
So he was like, check, please, ready to go. So I was like, oh,
did he really say that though?
No, but that's how it felt.
Oh, it was like, all right.
Soon as he was like, so it's one of those pyramid things? I was like, yeah. He was like, and it just got awkward. So I said, okay. Now, in my mind, my ego side is like, boy, I'm probably making more money than you. Like, don't try to play me right now.
Let's be clear.
Like, let's be clear. Right. I ain't say it, but I want it. I was like, all right, he trying to play me. He don't respect me.
Right.
In my mind, I'm like, oh, he don't respect me. So how can I get people to respect what I do? Especially in a space where you do still have a large population who doesn't see this industry as real.
Yeah.
So the book thing popped up. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna write a book. Now, at this time, I didn't tell anybody in my organization, not my upline. I just was like, I don't want them to try to tell me nothing, because that's what happened the last time. Right. And so I wrote the book. And so when the book was done, I remember sending it to Ed and David, and I sent them a screenshot, like a picture of the cover. I was like, David and Monitia.
Gotcha.
Yep, and Edward Hartley, and he's now to be with the Lord. I sent them both a picture of the cover. And I said, I wrote a book, and I don't care what y'all say. Don't try to tell me nothing. I'm putting this book out there.
Right.
David was like, wait a minute. Are you sure you really want to? He was like, nah, I can put. I was like, nah, I'm writing this book. I'm putting it out there. And when I say immediately, like, it shifted stuff for me. So I'm that, because in one of the chapters, I talk about goal setting and vision boards, right? Because that's what we do. We visualize our future. And I'm getting invited to the bridal organizations want me to come speak. I'm single. So I'm like, what they want me? Because they want me to talk about
just to be clear on the show, like right now you're single, like to this day?
Single. Yes. Hi, guys. I am single. They're ready to mingle. Okay.
Okay. Just to get that out the way.
Let's get that out there. Okay. Yeah. I'm single. And I've also was invited to real estate groups to speak. Now, this is the weirdest thing to me, because all these times I've gone to these networking events, I just get up to talk about I'm in a coffee business. But now my title has changed from that of just a network marketer that's trying to recruit people to now I am an influencer. Now I have skill sets in teaching other people's success. So I don't even have to use that title anymore of network marketer. I use a title that to me is a little bit more prestigious because everybody can relate to wanting to obtain success.
For sure.
So then I'm speaking in these different groups. BNI, I mean, BNI don't, if you're in network marketing, no, they just act like you're not even
For sure,
here, right?
Absolutely.
You're right. Can you come and teach them on stuff? And I'm like, what? This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then people are coming up to me like, can you coach me? So my thing was, okay, well, in order for me to coach you, you got to enroll into my company.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I was getting them. So transitioning, during that time, it's also when I felt like a lot of things started to happen. A lot of shifts in my environment from one of my good friends being diagnosed with cancer, and I didn't know. In fact, when I was told, she never told me, but I was told within a week she had passed away. Yeah. My grandmother, she also had cancer. But in the South, old school families, like you don't really ever know what they had or what it was because nobody ever told me what she had, but it was some form of cancer. And now these weren't all back to back, but it was like a chain of events. She passed away. One of my top distributors in my organization went to another company. Also, my heart got broken. And so it was like, pow, 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 pow. And around 2012, 13-ish is when I went through a really, really deep depression. And so I share this a lot. I talk about it a lot because, in the world of entrepreneurship, listen, it's going to be ups and downs
100%.
and you are going to go through it.
Yeah.
And, I think the thing that hit me the most was when my grandma did pass, because I remember talking to her and I was like, Grandma, I'm out here building. I'm not going to come this Thanksgiving, but I promise I'm going to be there for Christmas. And she just would always say stuff like, well, I guess I don't know if I'm going to see you no more. And I'm like, Grandma, you tripping. Like, you're going to be here next year.
Sure.
But, older souls, like they know, you know what I mean? And so I was so busy building this business, so busy grinding that I wasn't even stopping to be with the people that I loved.
Yeah.
And that hurt me. It really hurt me. And it hurt me to the point where like I just pulled away from everyone. I went into one of the deepest times of my life. And I always share this. And so it's
are you saying after that conversation you actually didn't see your grandmother anymore?
I did not.
Wow.
I did not. And then when she did pass away, that was even crazier because my car, I was actually staying at the Atlantic at this time. My car, it was like, I had this CL63. And, to get them things fixed, even if it's a tire, you're going to spend some money. And so I couldn't drive the car. And so I was trying to get a rental. And all this time, like I didn't have a credit card. I just had debit cards. And so you couldn't rent. And then if you wanted to rent, then you had to have all these paperwork and bills. And it was just so, I was just so discombobulated. So I was trying to get this rental car so that I could come to see her in the hospital. And by the time I finally got it, that's when they called me and they're like, she's gone. And so, David, that hurt me so bad.
I can imagine. I can relate. I told the same story while I was on, I was on tour with ET. And it was a really emotional thing. My dad had called me and said, hey, man, like he called me and I'm like, all right, Pop, I'm going to call you back. And I won't call back. And that happened. Like, this is like when I'm really focused on my business. And you don't think something's going to happen to the people that you love. It's like, yo, and you're doing it for the people you love.
Right.
Like, so I can take care of you. But it's not about what you can do for them later. Like, you need to spend that time right now because... I can relate 100%, 100%. So I know, and that tears you up on the inside because you start to think of the what ifs, and I'm selfish, and am I so concerned about money that I don't love my family? Or
right, all of that messed up relation. I mean, I lost friendships and everything just because I was so focused. I was so like, if you ain't trying to get up in this train, then please do not stop me. You know what I mean? And so. And I will not put a blame on the industry because I cannot do that. I'm a grown woman. I think that takes a level of maturity that we have to be able to understand, like, you got to figure out a way. It's not necessarily balance, but a way to not, I say compartmentalize your relationships that are important to you. You have business and then you have family. And your family's important. So, yeah. So, man, went through it. And luckily, God kept me. I'm still here. And from that point, that's when I was like, I don't want to do this no more. I want to do something else. And I did a workshop. And there used to be this space over at Atlantic Station. And I did my first event there, and they gave it to me for free. God is crazy.
And what was
like
the event?
The way he works. It was a book writing event. I don't even know. I just called it something because I didn't know what I was going to coach on.
Gotcha. So okay. So you write this book, and then now you're a speaker, right?
Now
You're speaking on the empowerment, things of that nature. And people are asking you now to coach them.
Yes.
But you're bringing them into Organic Gold as a way of coaching them in terms of book writing or just coaching, period?
No. So I never, book writing was not even a thing yet. It was just coaching on success or how to be, how to make money. And so that's what you were coming into so that you can learn how to have success in your life or freedom, shall we say.
So then you have an idea to do a book writing workshop.
Okay, let me tell you. So another thing that I also used to do to recruit people into my business, because I was not the aggressive recruiter, I would do my own networking events. I hated to go to networking events too, because I felt like it was so fake. Like, what do you do? What do you do? Like, nobody cares, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, so what do you do? Like, no, I'm really just trying to sell. Like, I really don't care what you do. Right? So I used to hate going to them. I went to this one event where this lady, she was also a top earner in network marketing. And she was like in a travel company. And so I was like, so what do you like to do for fun? Well, I just like to be able to help my team and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, but like what, when you're not working, like what else? Well, I just always, I just want to make sure. I was like, see, I don't like these types of events, right? So I was like, she don't even know how to be personal.
Right,
so
right.
I was like, girl. So I started doing my own events and I called them Show You Success. And they were like lunch and learns. And so I would find any kind of little restaurant that would let me hold their meeting space to hold, the event for free.
Right.
People come get their lunch and we would do these events. So I was using Meetup. And my Meetup group got to about 500-600 people. So one day, while I'm asking, listen, what we gonna do? Because I don't want to do this no more, right? I need something. I get a message on Meetup and the lady's like, we've got this event space that you can host an event for free for 4 hours. It holds about 200 people. Free? Now, if you know for free, I ain't got to pay nothing in Atlantic Station. Let's do it, right? So I was like, well, I'm definitely not doing a network marketing event. So what am I gonna do? Well, I had to show you success, which is now Show Your Success. I've got Show You Success. So let's do an event teaching people all the stuff I know how to do. Now, at that time, I was trying to teach everything: book writing, websites, public speaking, social media, doing way too much. And this is when I learned that when you are a coach, and this is one of the biggest challenges that coaches have, they're trying to do everything,
for sure.
right? When you get into a niche space, you get into a rich space. And so I was trying to teach all this stuff, and people were like, well, I don't really need that, and I don't need that, so I guess I don't need the program. But luckily, on that very first event, I had 5 people enroll for my $497
How many people was there?
61.
61 people there.
61
5
people.
people enroll
Five
at
people.
$497.
Yes.
Okay.
And I could keep 100%. Because, you spend $1,500 in a network marketing, you get about $300. Right. I said, wait a minute. I just made $2,500, right? And so that hooked me. But still, I didn't really know exactly what it was going to be book writing for sure. I just knew that, okay, this is what I want to do. So I started doing, so I did another.
And after one book, like you wrote one book. And like, I'm going to teach you how I did this one book.
Let me show you how to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I did an event in Houston. Now, Houston, whenever I used to go to Houston in my Organic Gold business, I'd have 500 people come to see me speak. So I was like, I know I'm going to kill it in Houston. I only had 20-something people show. 20-something. Like, it hurt my ego.
Was it the book writing workshop again?
Yes.
Gotcha.
And only 20 showed. And I was like, is this really what I'm supposed to do? Because I'm used to 500 people. Well, come to find out, people were thinking that I was going to try to transition to another company. So the word was, do not show up to her event. Yeah. I was like, dog, I thought we was bro and sis. Like, what? Dang. My whole, like it was definitely crazy. So
what year was this?
2000, this is now about 2016.
Okay.
So I literally had to start all over. So all these people that followed me and Taurea, you inspire me, and I thought they would all want to come learn how to write a book so they could grow their network marketing business. This was my idea.
Right.
I had to start all over. I could not. And you know what? That was a good thing because that was not my following. That was a following through a company that I leveraged
For sure.
to build an income. So I'm not even mad about it because what if that would have been the case? You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't have been, I don't think I would be where I am today. So I had to start at the bottom again and build it up. And so I started doing workshops 4 to 6 times a month at the library, at restaurants, book writing. And as I did more, I narrowed it down to just like I got rid of this and I got rid of that and I just focused on the book writing and focused on the book writing. People thought I was crazy. She don't think she can build again. Try building your own business.
Oh, man.
Let them know. Listen, try building your own thing.
Man, listen. Because you don't have the credibility. First off, you got to build the company. You got to build the business, the back end, the payroll, all that kind of stuff. Goodness gracious. And not saying network marketing is easy, but you just got to go like take all the stuff that they gave you and go tell people.
Yeah.
And manage people. It's a lot, but add that on top of actually building the company and product and stuff like that.
Your own mission statements, your own vision, own, man, please. It was, but again, going back, I would not have known how to do this if it wasn't for the industry. So that's why I always now at first I wasn't always, I was a little bitter, but now I'm thankful.
Good.
So yeah, man, had to start from the bottom. And you know, now today we've helped more than 5,000 people to become authors.
5,000 people to become authors. You were doing something, and I'm trying to remember. I just remember thinking it was very fascinating. Like, you would get people together to write one book, was it?
Collaboration projects.
Yeah, so talk to me. Do you still do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk to me about that.
So that's where the numbers started going crazy. So some people call them anthologies and stuff. Like I just call them collaboration books. This is when I was hitting a lick because the challenge was people were enrolling into my program and I wasn't really doing the whole, let me sit down with you and work with you. They were just enrolling into the course and people weren't writing the books, right?
Hold on, they were enrolling in the course, but they weren't writing the books.
No. I might have, for every 10 that would spend money into the program, you might have 2 or 3 that would actually get it done.
Was it your program wasn't effective or?
Well, people
or you didn't understand just yet how to get people to do it?
Probably a combination. When it comes to book writing, it is something that people really need to just sit down and do, but we're so busy that we don't think we have the time. So just leaving it to someone, here's the information, here's the training, go do it. It's not as effective as creating a source where let's do this together.
Right.
But to do it one-on-one, it was too time consuming. So I've even created something else for that as well. So I didn't want to be known as the person who just keeps enrolling all these people into the program and you get 2 or 3 that finally get the book done. No, I wanted people to have books done. So I did my very first collaboration book, which was for women. It was like people in MLM, like an MLM book.
Right.
So, I still...
And you were still in MLM at the time?
No. Once I decided to go into the coaching space, like I was done. Like I hadn't recruited. I didn't do another call. Like 2014 was probably the last. And even around then, because remember, I went through my depression around 13, 14. I would go to events, but I wasn't really like doing anything.
Yeah, for sure.
So when I decided to be a coach, I did not. I cut it off because I remember back in Organic Gold days when I was straddling the fence and my income was not showing up. So I knew that if I was going to be successful with this, I had to give it all my energy. So I was enrolling people into the programs, but I wasn't seeing the results. So I said, well, let me do a collaboration book because then at least they can see the ease of how it is to be able to put together the content. And so we did our first one and then we just started doing them back to back to back to back to back. Wow. Now the challenge with that is that when you have, and then I was allowing people to partner with us and do their own. Okay. And we would give them a commission. This is all about the learning pains. I mean, the commission started killing us though, because while we were making money, we were giving I was giving away too much of commissions, right? And then you would have collaborators that might come in who wouldn't be doing their part and it would mess up our company because we're the ones charging the co-authors, not the collaborator. The co-author was paying us.
Okay, I'm
and
lost.
then we would
I'm
pay them
lost.
commission.
I'm
Okay,
lost.
so let's say you have some influence, right?
I have some influence, yes.
And you say, I want to make some money with you. Let's do a collaboration project.
I want to make money with Taurea. Okay.
With me. And I say, okay, great. What do you want the collaboration book to be about? Well, I want to be able to, do a book with women who've overcome, challenges in life. Okay, great. So what we would do is put together a launch to invite other women to be a part of this project.
Okay, so let's just say I want to do a book on entrepreneurship, right? And you're like, okay, great. We're going to invite other entrepreneurs to be a part of your book.
Mm-hmm. You're the one to bring the people to us, and we help to manage the project. But the things that you were responsible for were bringing the people and then conducting what we like to call like the interviews to create the content for the chapters. So you would do that portion, but we would do the editing. We would do the formatting. We would formulate the book, create the cover, capture pages so that people could pre-sell and stuff like that.
Gotcha. So I go get Marquel or, I'll go get 4 other successful entrepreneurs.
We were doing, you had to have at least 7.
7.
Yeah, but many people
including
were bringing,
myself.
Including yourself.
Okay, gotcha.
But many people would bring like 20 plus people.
Okay. What is my sale to these other 7 people?
They get to be an author. They get to be in this book. They're now an author and they can leverage it. Where we separate ourselves is we do custom covers as well. So we don't just do a general cover where it just has, 20 authors sharing their story of entrepreneurship. And then again, even though I still had not tied into teaching people necessarily like how to leverage the book, but you're now an author. And I know what being an author for me did. Yeah. And so now you get to be one and you only had to contribute 1 chapter versus trying to contribute 7, 10 chapters, which was overwhelming.
I like that.
But now that they're doing this 1 chapter, they're like, it's not as hard as I thought it was, right? I can do this. And so my mindset is, then they're going to come to us to write the book, which they were. That's what was happening. So they're now a contributor in the chapter. And then they're like, hey, I want to write my own book, right? But with that, I mean...
so there's 2 parts. There's contributors and there's what?
So I would call them a co-author and a collaborator.
And collaborator.
The person who puts the book together is the collaborator. And you would
in
get
that scenario, I would be
the collaborator.
Okay.
And then you have the co-authors. They're only
7.
contributing a chapter. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So the 7 to whatever. Gotcha. And we would do like a live broadcast. I mean, so all of this I learned through the industry because you got to launch.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we would do a launch call or a launch video saying, hey, we're looking for this many people. And if you want one of the spots, go ahead and put your 127 down.
All right, look, I know you're enjoying the episode, but I got to tell you, finally, you asked for it, and we created a Patreon, okay? We created an inner circle. We have amazing stories, amazing information, how-tos from the episodes. The only thing we're missing is a community. So it's about that time. We put together our Patreon, we put together a community because we have to have conversation around the information. So even this podcast we're listening to right now, there needs to be conversation. I want to hear what you got. Like, let's throw some stuff back and forth. And because we're like-minded, we're all going in the same direction. When we connect in a community, we can connect on other stuff outside the community because we're building real relationships. Okay, so check out the Patreon. We got 3 tiers. I don't care what tier you join. The support is appreciated. Okay, thank you so much. Now back to the episode. God, 127.
127. So I used to charge $862. The last 100 was, we used to print the books for them, but we stopped doing that. So it's now $762 and you divide it into 6 payments. So we would do 6 monthly payments at 127. Don't ask me where I came up with the number.
Yeah, where did you come up with that number?
Random as I get. I don't know.
All right, so when I have these co-authors, let's just say 7. We have these 7 co-authors. They will pay you to have their own book.
Yes, but
so their own cover, all that.
It would be 7 chapters of each individual person. The inside was all the same.
Yes.
But each person would have their own cover, their picture.
Every person has their own cover.
Yes, so they can take ownership. Because think about it, in a collaboration book, whoever's name is on the cover, you're more than likely going to go to their chapter first.
For sure.
So, yeah.
But let me ask you this. Different ISBN numbers?
No. You are the owner of the book.
I'm the owner of the book, but they can sell the book for their own credibility, making money.
Exactly. Like on their own website. They can't sell it on Amazon. You can if you want to. Which that's another conversation. I don't believe in selling on Amazon.
No?
No. And you want me? I'll tell you why.
Walk me through that, because I'm not. Okay,
yeah,
let's go there.
This one.
No, let's go there now.
Okay.
And then I'm coming back to understanding this model, because this is brilliant.
Oh, and listen. Oh, wait. I don't know if we should share this one on because.
Oh, we must. We must.
If you think we should share it,
then we gotta share it.
Okay, because I just saw my girl do 50,000 in sales on again, she calls them anthologies. But I'm about to do it too, because she got 40 people to be in this book. And I'm thinking if 10 to 20% of them convert into just wanting to do one book, then, oh man, that's a 6-figure month, easily.
And these other 40 people are promoting the book. And some people might go to the website, but some people might get it from Amazon.
Exactly.
And then that comes to the contributor, the owner.
Yeah, you own the entire rights of the book.
And what do I pay you for that?
You would pay me, well, that's right. So you would pay me $997. At the time, that's what I was charging.
$1,000 to put together.
But then you would get a commission for each person that you brought on board as well.
Then I get a commission.
So yeah, we would have collaborators getting that check. Like they'd be making $7,000 to $8,000, $10,000 from a project.
I'm gonna do it. Yo, this makes too much sense.
It's so easy.
And these other contributors, these other co-authors, they can order their own books to sell.
At cost. They don't have to pay no extra fee. Now, there are some people that do these types of styles of books, but then they charge like $10 for the book. Who is that helping? Like, we gonna, a couple dollars a book versus getting thousands of these books out into the marketplace. Because I've had people that'll contact me that read my chapter from one of these other, collaboration projects. Yeah. So my thing is, the key is in being a successful author is not how many necessarily books you can sell, but how many people have your book in their hand. The more people who have your books in their hands, the more value you bring and the more money you make. The biggest challenges that authors make is they write books to sell books. They should be writing books to sell, whatever that is. Whatever the product, whatever the service is. So sometimes I give away books.
Okay. This is amazing. Okay, so...
You want to talk about Amazon real quick?
Yes, let's talk about Amazon.
Let me tell you why I don't recommend Amazon. Now,
are your books not on Amazon right now?
Yes, but they're on there for like $40 to $50. So if you do buy it, you're going to pay for it. But think about it like this. You've ever bought a book from Amazon?
Yeah, all the time.
Now, typically, once you buy a book from Amazon, within a couple of days, guess what they start doing? Recommending you other books. So that's essentially like, say somebody comes in and rents out this space. That's like essentially another space now sending your customers like, hey, we also have a space too. So they're sending you people in your genre their books.
Right.
That's the one thing. Number two, you don't get the lead information. So how can you retarget them? How can you redirect them? Now, granted, if you put it in the book and they happen to read the book, then that's cool. But you're losing out on leads because you're giving those leads to Amazon. Now, granted, I get it. Yes, because Amazon is people search for books on there and things. But most of the people that are coming through me are speakers, are already coaching. They're on stages. They don't need Amazon to sell the book. Most people would prefer to actually buy the book from you directly, right? And then, so when somebody buys from your website, you can create retargeting ads. You can upsell them, and you can't upsell people on Amazon. They go to buy your book on Amazon. You can say, by the way, I got the ebook for $75 if you want the ebook. Or by the way, I have an event coming up. Come pull up on me. You can't do that because Amazon gets your lead. So that's the second thing. And the third thing, if we just want to keep it real, you don't make a lot of money.
Yeah, for sure.
You lose a lot of profit when you sell those books. So somebody that sold, 100 or 1,000 books on Amazon, listen, you know how much money that is? Let's just take $15 profit that you make when you sell it yourself versus the $4 and $5 profit that you make from Amazon. So I'd rather have $15 a book that I can invest into marketing, which, we don't like to do, right? Because we put it on Amazon because they can promote for us.
For sure.
Well, let's just take that $15 and put it into some ads or put it into, get some influencers to talk about our book versus using Amazon.
Dang.
Listen, and I love Amazon. I buy books on Amazon too, but I'm not pushing my book through Amazon. No, sir. I need all that going.
I like that. Okay, so all right, so this is good. So right now, it seems like a lot of work for $1,000 for you.
I have a whole team. But no, it's not. Because remember, you just brought up, let's pull out our calculators real quick.
Yeah, let's pull out calculators.
Okay.
Because I pay you $1,000.
You pay me $1,000 and you bring on, remember, because the goal is to try to get as many people now, because at first I used to limit it. Co-authors. Yeah. Yes. So let's just say, because the most we've ever gotten is, because I would stop it. I would stop them like, no, we don't want to do more than 20. Right. So let's just say we do 20, right? Now remember, they're paying $762.
Oh, each one of them are paying $762.
Yeah, they got to pay to get into the book.
I thought it was one something you said.
6 payments of $127 a month.
6 pay. Oh yeah. So okay. So they're all paying $700. Oh, girl, you talking good. So what?
Hey, there we go. 15,000.
So you make 15 grand. So if it's 20 people paying $700 something dollars, plus how much do I pay?
You pay $999 or $1,000.
I pay $1,000.
Right.
Everybody else pays 7 something.
Right. But wait a minute, you ain't caught on yet. Then I divide that by 2. You make a $7,600 profit.
So I make $7,600 by getting these people.
Right.
Okay.
And then guess what? And then I'm upselling them to join the book camp so they can get their own book. So
this is a beautiful system. First off, this is amazing.
Listen, we were killing it. And so, what happened was I kind of pulled off of doing it because I didn't have the team that I have today. I didn't have the editors, formatters. Like it was literally just like one person. So now I had to step back to get my team strong because going into this year, we're going to just kill it like that. We've produced so many collaboration books and we have had people that have gone off to even come back to do more. Like they keep wanting to do more because it's an easy little nice
right. This is amazing.
And then listen, okay, now we got 40 people in a book. What's the next phase, David? What else? I need something else. And you say, well, look, y'all, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do a conference. Mm-hmm. So this is where I'm taking it to another level, though. So I was on a call with a good girlfriend. She just did a launch. And
we might have to collab on this.
I'm telling you.
I feel like there's a whole nother... because I'm seeing it in my head. All the people I know would just like... Because it makes sense and it's win-win. So my philosophy, and I got it from Keller Williams when I was a real estate agent. On their wall, they say win-win or no deal.
That's right.
Win-win or no deal. And I see how it's a major win-win.
It's a major win for all of us. And people only really respect what they pay for. And and another thing that separates us, we teach the authors how to get their money back by pre-selling. So now, before the book comes out, we're talking about thousands of books already sold. Mm-hmm. Right? And then we're going to have a launch event, right? So they get to come and speak. And so then maybe they don't know how to speak. Well, then we'll bring someone that can teach them public speaking for a fee. Well, I'm going to spend that money because I need to. And I want to be able to, develop my talk to speak in front of people. And then we're creating the mindset that this book is designed to help you to sell whatever the product or service. Maybe you do massages and you want to start being able to charge more for massages. Well, if you're seen as the expert in the happiness space because of my massages, well, you wrote a book about it or you're a contributing author and you're talking about how my book or how my massages will make you happier. I'll pay that high fee.
So let's just say I do the book and you're one of my co-authors. Mm-hmm. My book will have my face on the cover or whatever.
Yep.
And then, and you would be attributed, you'd have the book and you could paint it as you're the one that put this book together. But it really doesn't matter
Yeah, so when people say I'm a co-author, no, stop saying that. You're an author.
You're an author.
And your name is on the front.
Yeah.
And your picture is on the back. When they buy that book, same inside.
But the thing, because I have a publishing company and we only publish a few books, but I know the ISBN number tracks this book. So if it is on Amazon, you have 20 people, they trust Amazon. Mm-hmm. You feel me? Like that's just their thing. And if you got 20 people that are promoting the book, they're saying, yes, go to my website to buy it. But once you got thousands of books out there, if you don't know these authors and somebody say, yo, this book is really, really good. And it's not okay, let's say, for instance, you buy the book from me. Mm-hmm. And you say, yo, David's book is amazing. And you tell a friend, say, hey, I got my friend David wrote this book. You should buy it. Person number 3, they'll buy it and read it. If they really think it's good, they're going to recommend it to somebody else.
Yeah.
And say, yo, you got to get this book. And they're not thinking you or me. So that number 4, they're going to go to Amazon and buy it. And if I'm the owner of that ISBN and I have it on Amazon, the sales will continue. I know you said don't put it on Amazon, but it just seems like it just makes so much sense in the network marketing model because it comes back to the source.
Well, absolutely. That's why I ain't no fool. I still have my books listed, but they're double the price. They're double the price, which still, it's fine. It's still fine. But and your co-authors know up front, like, you don't own this, so you cannot list it on Amazon. You can't list it. Only the owner of the book. And if you want to list your own book on Amazon, well, come to the book camp. So we have a 3-day book camp that we do. Come to the book camp, write your own book.
Yeah, you'll understand. Okay. I can't wait to cut these cameras off because we.
You thought I was out here playing in these streets? No. When I say 5,000, that's how we were able to get, like, in a month. I would have hundreds of authors getting launched because we would have so many collaboration books. Like, I was like, yo, we gotta slow down. Like, which is a good problem, but this is where businesses actually fail because they're not ready for that growth. I was like, I don't want to even deal with that. Let's get some more editors. Let's get some more formatters because it's about to be a problem. Oh yeah. So I was telling you, so my friend, she did a call for speakers. She says, I'm looking for speakers. Everybody wants to speak.
For sure.
She had over 200 people on this broadcast. And it was like, look, in order to speak, you got to be in this anthology. And she was like, I only got 40 seats. Her broadcast was probably an hour, sold out of 40 seats in an hour. All they had to do was put a deposit down to lock their spot. But see, the genius that we have is we have a whole system where we teach you how to make your money before you even invest. So, but she does a 3-pay, which I think I'm going to do a 3-pay instead of 6-pay, right? So I was like, wait a minute, because she charges more because you're also now speaking at a conference.
Right.
And so I calculated, and in an hour, she did $50,000. I said, wait a minute. And I mean, we're now in a virtual world space, so we can do a virtual event. You got an event space, do a physical event.
What are we doing?
Come on.
What are we doing?
Come on.
Yeah.
Empowering these people. And what you'll find is when you launch another one, the same ones from the first one, people will just keep they just want to keep getting in another project. Because everybody wants to be significant. Sometimes they want to be significant, but they don't want to go out there and do it by themselves. They'd rather do it in a group, right? They'd rather be a part of a movement. Everybody wants to be a part of a movement. And so you create this movement, you create this opportunity. And let's just say you want to do it every quarter, do a new book every quarter. And you'll have some people that were in the first one, they want to get in the second one. I've had people be in like 3 projects at the same, 3 different of my collaboration projects at the same time. I'm like, girl or bro.
Wow.
Hey, you in 3 different books that are going on right now. Yeah, they pay that monthly fee.
I love it. I love it. So do you do like an affiliate model for like people that go find other authors?
So we are working on that. And the only reason why I hadn't necessarily put it out there yet, because I
seems hard to manage though.
Yeah, because it could be a lot. And then like the book camp is an investment. It's not like a smaller investment. So I don't want to, and also I don't just accept anybody for the book camps because I don't do biographies and memoirs. Right. We don't do fiction books. And so I wouldn't want to make it so that it's that easy to just send. So a lot of times what people will do is they can make an introduction and then, I'll do a little kickback.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so I don't know if we'll do it that way, but I guess the best way is with our Book Profits Club, which is now that the book is done, we also want to teach you principles of how to leverage it. And stop trying to sell the book, but sell yourself and let's make some real money. I had a client, he was like, I just want to sell 10,000 copies. I said, well, you need to create a coaching program, right? He like, nah, I ain't really trying to coach. I just want to get paid to speak. I was like, okay. Then I don't know if they doing that still. So I called him like 3-4 months later. I'm like, yeah, how many books you sold? He's like, I'm at 5,000 copies. I was like, dope. He's like, yeah, I got this coaching program about to launch. Oh, you do you? Yeah, because I'm pretty sure every event he went to, he had people coming up to him. For sure. Like, do you have a program? And what he won't sell, guess what? You're just sending them to somebody else.
Wow. And so what is your main source of bringing people into your program?
So right now I have some ads. Sure. My main source used to be workshops. So I was doing 4 to 6 workshops every single month, physical events. And like I was saying, libraries and things like that. But it was definitely time to scale. And so I was forced to figure it out virtually when we got shut down. So I couldn't do any more workshops.
Gotcha.
So everything has been virtual. So right now I just have a lot of ads. And I've got a lot of receipts. Like I got real receipts now.
Yeah.
So I mean, videos out there. And then what we do is, the goal was to do it every quarter, but talking to Mark, he like, now you need to do it every other month, like do a boot camp, right? He gonna.
Oh, for sure. Anything you say just isn't enough.
It's never enough. I'm like,
you be like, yo, Mark, I'm about to drop this program, man. It's going to be $30,000. He's like, nah, that's at least 50. You need to do at least 50. Like, dang, Mark,
I'm like, well, are you selling one for 50? He don't care. He's like,
Mark will stretch you.
He will. But I love being around people like that. That's
100%.
Like, it's just energy. Money is just energy. So why are we tripping off of it?
Yeah, I think the biggest, I think this interview is going to outperform your ads. Okay. This interview is going to outperform your ads. I'm telling you. I notice, I get this feeling sometimes like, oh, this interview is going to be crazy. Yeah, so this is amazing because this is something that I definitely want to do. And it just seems so simple.
It is really just simple.
I know
it's real plug and play.
Author can be daunting, man, because you got to come up with the idea. You got to come up with all the information. It takes you years to write the thing because there's so much in it. And then the second year, you're like, okay, I got enough information. Do you go back and read it? Like, oh, that sounds dumb because it was 2 years ago, right? And you think differently. And now you got to, and you just go on this little cycle. So no, this is absolutely awesome.
And guess what? Our authors don't even write the books. We interview them.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
They don't type because everybody's typing, everybody's writing skills. So we set it up in a way so we make it so easy, and people love reading our collaboration books because of that. We make it because we live in a world where everybody wants it easy. We don't want to have to try to dig and dig to find the answers. So we make it simple. And so I would also say another thing I like to pride myself on is the fact that we don't just want you to be an author for the sake of it. This is not just a money grab, because in the process, if you really follow it, you're going to be grabbing money too. All of our authors that really follow it, they're making money. They're getting clients. They're getting customers. You know what I mean? So I would say that's a big blessing because that's the thing I was saying. Like, I didn't just want to, I didn't even want to just have people saying, okay, we wrote the book, but now we're not making any money. Yeah. That doesn't make sense.
For sure.
So how can we teach you how to take it to that next level? So that's the ultimate goal. Like, the goal is for 2021, 1,000 authors producing at least $10,000 a month. And whatever they do, you may not be a coach. You might just want to provide your service. But let's learn how to effectively use that book to get in front of those people.
How big is your business right now? Like, I'd be interested to know. Like, 'cause it seems like it seems too easy.
It probably does, yeah.
Because I know you said one of your goals was, did you say like 100,000 a month?
Yes. So, of course, because Markwell.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's like, yeah, we got to get to 100,000 because we've definitely done.
But how many authors per month? I would say
per month. Okay. Well, without the collab, because we have the collaboration projects too. So that's like another. Well, because there's 6 months, so I don't even know how to break that down.
Because
it's a 6 month. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's to the point where it's so many authors being birthed. Like, they get mad because I forget to post I haven't even. It's like, oh God, I'm just trying to figure this out. So I now have to I've hired a VA to make sure to go in at every new author we have so we can create a post to announce them. So that's something else. I got to make sure I recognize
on your page?
These folks. Huh?
Like, do you post the authors on your page? Or
I try, but I haven't even done it because I was trying to do it myself. So,
oh yeah.
Yeah, no, we've got right now, just in the pipeline, probably like 20 authors that books are about to go to print.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah. And that's not the collaborate. That's not even including the collaborations. And I literally only have I've got 3 collaboration projects going on right now. But when we gear it up, like, I'm about to do this one where I'm looking for speakers and you get to be in the book.
Yeah.
I'm announcing that in a couple days. It's going to be 40 more people.
Is the picture being painted in the book that I'm writing it all?
What do you mean?
So let's just say like the co-authors, like when someone buys my book and it has my name on it, does it have the co-authors' names in it?
Well, what it does say on the back, it says a collaboration of other, whatever the book is about. So it does explain to the reader that this is a collaboration project, but this is who you bought. And the reason why I came up with that idea of putting the name on there is there used to be a company that used to do this a long time ago, where they would have like Jim Rohn on the cover, and they got sued from what I heard, Deepak Chopra. Yeah. And they would put that one person. And so it was, the book that I had bought was from, I can't even think of his name. He's in network marketing too. And his name is Escape from Florida. Lord, anyways, I had bought his book. And I remember when I bought that book, I didn't even know who Deepak Chopra at that time was. I didn't know who Jim Rohn, I didn't know who none of these people were. Jim Rohn did not even write, because the challenge was they didn't write it. I guess somebody had got the content from maybe a talk or something that they done and just put it in there. So, or I don't know if it was all the people, but that was the word. Anyways.
So the authors didn't have anything to do with it, really? Except
their chapter.
Gotcha.
I didn't read any of the other chapters. I only read it was Cedric Harris. I read Cedric's chapter.
Gotcha, okay.
And so I was like, why don't I just put your name? Because I didn't know who Jim Rohn. I didn't know who these people. Most people who are not plugged into personal development do not know who those folks are. So he spent, and what he spent for his book, he spent a grip. It was a 5-figure investment, I believe.
Oh wow.
So yeah. So when the person gets the book, yes, the back cover does explain this is a collaboration of how many people. And then if you decide, like some collaborators like, no, I want it to be general. I want everybody's name, or I want it to say, or have everybody's picture. I've had clients that want that. But me, I've just found more success in people having more ownership of it and feeling more like this is mine when we make it customized.
For sure.
So we have a staff that, does all of that for you.
Okay. How long are these recording sessions with the co-authors?
Not even long, like 20, 30 minutes.
Really?
In and out. Absolutely. And if you really want to take it to another level, it could be, you could turn them into a podcast. You know what I mean? You could turn the audio into some additional resources and leverage that out. I mean, I don't do that, but let's just say somebody did want to. And I teach them how to answer the interview, the questions, because the goal is to use that exact content for the chapter. And so once our transcriber transcribes it out and we allow you to review it, we send it to our editor. It's like a whole step. Like we've literally created a step-by-step to where I have project managers who oversee it. And then I kind of jump in towards the end. But I mean, when we're doing too many, I jump in towards the end just to make sure it looks good. But it's a pretty process.
Yo, can my listeners get like some, like a discount? I just want to I figure I got to ask for my people. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if it's...
Who? A discount what? The collaborator?
I don't know. If they call you and they say, yo, I heard you on the Social Proof podcast. I loved it. David said you was going to take care of me.
Absolutely. Okay, what we'll do, if anybody does want to run a collaboration project. Now, we got to interview folks and make sure they serious. Because, folk be out here, don't have no influence, getting 2 people. I don't have time for that.
Right.
So you do have influence, we'll definitely work something out. And anybody that wants to come to the 3-day boot camp, the price has gone up, but I'll grandfather them in. Can I tell you what the price is right now?
Yeah,
okay,
please.
So right now.
Hold on, but remember, this interview will be up for 5, 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
So
never mind.
I was gonna say inflation.
Because 20 years right now, Jesus. Yeah. No, I don't even know. Because it's to the point where we're delivering so much when you come to the camp. I don't want to have 50 people in my boot camp at one time. Because the goal is after 3 days, we're promising 80% of your book done. I want to be at 100%.
Yeah.
And I want to have a whole a process of what we're doing in the first 90 days to get you to that $10,000 threshold. Because that's what I want. I don't if you're not wanting to make $10,000 from the book, then this is not the camp. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
Money is what is going to help us to do what we need to do. We got to have it. So
I love it. I want to say thank you for driving by. This is amazing. I love your business model.
Thank you.
I love that you're not only building a business that you make money from, but you're building a business that other people can make money by building their business. It's it's genius in its application. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I got to ask this question because we like to make predictions on the podcast.
Okay.
And where do you see yourself in the next 5 to 10 years? Because I want to be able to watch this interview and say, wow, she said she was going to do it 5 years ago. Look, she actually did it.
Oh, 5 to 10 years, I'll definitely have done a big stadium event. And I'm gonna hire someone, a singing coach, because when I do that stadium event in a stadium, big stadium, thousands and thousands,
Yeah.
I'm gonna sing a song because that's a bucket list.
Can you sing?
A little bit. I'm trying. In my mind, I can.
Oh, shower. You're like, oh,
Yeah,
Whitney
killing
Houston out
it.
here.
But no, that's a big dream of mine. So I have to get into that, I don't know, because I've spoken in front of about 10,000. So we've got to get a huge stadium. That'll be one. Number two, Oprah will definitely know me on a first name basis. Hey, Taurea. And I'll probably have done an interview with her, whether it's through me doing it. I mean, also Sarah Blakely. I love Sarah Blakely.
Sarah's dope.
I see myself being in a place where I've employed, the goal for next year is just 100. So I want to be responsible for helping people to live a lifestyle where they have a source of income coming in. It hurt my heart to hear so many people that lost their jobs and not be in a position, to be able to take care of themselves. So that's a big goal of mine. Man, it's just, I've got a lot of goals.
Yeah.
5 years from now, I love going to Africa. So I see I see myself being able to do stuff there and helping people to become authors there. The average teacher there makes $100 a month, equivalent in US dollars. So helping, authors all over the world to be able to earn, a living from their books. But yeah, man, Show Your Success will definitely be a worldwide name. We will have a building that will be able to house a lot of projects, and they'll just remember for the impact that I've had on people's lives.
You don't see no ring, no baby, no nothing. You don't see that? Come on.
Man, listen.
You don't see nothing in that vision. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, personally. On a personal side, I definitely see me doing some great things in the church. That's right there. My walk my walk with God is definitely continuing to grow. Baby, okay, personal stuff. So I'm 39 and I am in the process of going to just go check to see what's going on because I do want to have a baby. So yeah, I do see myself having a baby. It's just, God is trying to teach me some things as far as like, Taurea, what kind of husband am I going to
I was about to say, will you take the baby and not the husband? Like, I see myself with a baby. Okay,
yeah, because that's the reason why I don't have one, because I ain't got a husband yet. And I just didn't want to do that just because of all the things that I do. I want to make sure that we have that kind of a household. So yeah, I am definitely foreseeing that and praying for that. And I believe God is going to send me the right guy. I didn't wait all this time just to kind of jump in there and do anything. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Sure. So yeah, definitely married. And hopefully still living in Houston, man. I love Houston, but I might have a crib here too. Because I come back here so much.
Come on to the A. I think Atlanta would be good for you, man, because all the collaborators that you're looking for live here. All of them.
Absolutely. You're right.
All of them.
A lot.
Man, I got an idea. Oh, I just got an idea too.
I'm telling you, man, these projects, we was crushing.
Yes, look, I got to close this interview because I got stuff to talk about. All right, look, I'm going to do a quick interview real quick. Then I'm going to let everybody know how they can find you. And then I want you to close this out with a word of wisdom. That cool?
Okay.
All right, cool. I'm going to do a quick commercial. All right, this episode is sponsored, as always, by The Morning Meetup, themorningmeetup.com, themorningmeetup.com. It is the only community that gathers every single morning, 8 a.m., to 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, to learn how to start your business, grow your business, adopt the entrepreneurial mindset, and you get to network with hundreds of entrepreneurs from across the country. We are on Zoom every day.
I need to pull up.
Every day.
I need to pull up to the morning meetup.
Yo, we have had millionaires, multimillionaires, a billionaire, like not just speak, but they join the morning meetup because there's so much energy every single day you get to start your morning off with. And you get to, it's not like webinar mode where you just see me and I'm speaking. Every box, you get to see everybody every single morning. And I'm gonna do something super special for you guys. You can join the morning meetup for $1. $1. I want you to taste test this program because it's the most amazing thing in the world. You can try it for $1 for 7 days. For 7 days, you can be a part of the morning meetup. and just see if you like it, okay? If you like what you hear, then stay. I think at the moment right now, it's only $79 a month.
Okay.
Every day.
Every day.
And we it's like putting on a conference every week because we have speakers and it's just amazing. But, and if you don't like it, or you're like, this doesn't work for me, I don't like the people, you can leave. There's no contract, no commitment.
Okay.
It's just month to month.
I'm in there. I'm definitely in there. I promise you.
So that'd be awesome.
I got to break some of my folks over there too. Y'all need to get on this
for
morning
sure.
and raise your hand.
It's $1. It's $1. Check it out, okay? So go to themorningmeetup.com and enroll, and I'll see you in the morning. So, Miss Avant, I want to say thank you for joining. You gave a wealth of knowledge. Your business model, I think, outside of people that would want to write a book or collaborate with you, I think you just gave a different thought process. And I think there are some people here that that adopted some of that and say, yo, you know what? I like the way you put that together. I can do something similar in my particular industry, or just the way you put the collaboration together. So I want to say thank you. And as we come to a close, just let everybody know how you can be found and just close out with a strong word of wisdom.
Absolutely. Well, and thank you so much. I am so honored to be here, David. I followed you for years. And so I told you, like for real, it's so weird to be in a space where sometimes I'm around you because I'm like, I want to do he know who I am. And so I don't ever want to be like that weird, awkward girl that's like, oh my God, I follow you.
Nah, of course. And you could ask me, but Marquel was like, yo, Tarea's coming in. You got to get her on the podcast. And whatever Marquel told me, I follow. And yeah, absolutely. I've seen your work.
I was like, tell him like I'm good people though. I want him to know like I'm not weird. Like,
no, absolutely. Absolutely.
But no, I appreciate you. And so this is a huge honor. But yeah, man, you guys can find me on all social media platforms, Vision Avant. Okay. That's my thing. I don't put Taurea because for whatever reason, I mean, with the way they can't spell it, they can't say it. So Vision Avant is easy to know. And, Vision and Avant, like the singer, it actually means to see forward because Avant is forwards, right? Isn't that dope?
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, I'm going to come out with a wine now to see forward. But yeah, so Vision Avant. And if you want my information on like just book writing and stuff like that, you can get access to my masterclass, abookin30days.com.
Abookin30days.com.
But we really need to change it to a book in 3 days. Because that's what the boot camp does. We get you done in 3 days. But abookin30days.com. And some words of wisdom. First of all, I'm going to reiterate the biggest mistake that authors make is they write books to sell books when they should be writing a book to sell. The greatest thing about being an author, though, is that it allows you to live forever. But when you write the right book, it will allow you to leave impact forever, to change lives forever. And so when you're creating this idea of the information or the challenges that you've been through, remember that there's somebody right now who is having an enough is enough moment for one thing that you've overcome, one thing, and they would be willing to invest in you if you showed them how to overcome it. So you don't have to try to make it about everything. One person right now is dealing with the challenges of the workplace and not being respected, and they want to know how can I get this respect, and you know how to do it. You can create a whole career off of teaching people how to get your respect, the respect that you deserve. So make it very specific. I always like to say this, that people don't remember you for the cars that you drove, the clothes that you wore, the jewelry that you own. They really remember you for the impact. And so like my thing is I don't want to be remembered for all of that. I want to be remembered for how I changed lives. One of my favorite things that I made, my quotes is, vision is the art of seeing what's invisible to others. So don't allow people who do not see what you see to break your focus. In fact, don't you look left, don't you look right. Only stay focused forward for what God has for you. And when you do so, nothing can stop you.
I love it. We can't close it out no stronger than that. Listen, y'all, make sure y'all follow Miss Avant, okay? Vision Avant. This was just an amazing interview. So listen, follow. I want you to jump in her DM, okay? I want you to jump in her DM and just say thank you, okay? And if she look like your type, you know what I'm saying? Shoot that shot. Hit her with a hey, beautiful.
Yeah,
one of them, okay? Well, look, man, go get you some social proof. Go build something. Then I'm just asking you to go back and teach others how you did it. All right? We are out of here. Peace. What if I told you for $1, I will introduce you to hundreds of entrepreneurs every single morning this week? From all across the country, you'll be able to talk to hundreds of entrepreneurs, and I'll coach you. I'll coach you for $1 this whole week, and I'll introduce you to some of my successful friends for $1 this week. Would you take part in that? Well, go to themorningmeetup.com because that's exactly what we're doing here, okay? The only organization that gathers entrepreneurs every single day for the betterment of entrepreneurship, okay? Every single day, Monday through Friday, we gather, we're growing, we're learning. We got a book club. Have you ever seen hundreds of entrepreneurs reading the same book every single chapter, every single day? We're growing together, okay? You need the environment to grow in. Themorningmeetup.com, $1. I'm gonna give you all of this for $1. If you wanna stay, great. It's $79 a month after that. If not, no obligation. You can leave whenever you want. All right? Themorningmeetup.com. I'll see you in the morning.